over the past years, we've seen strikes after strikes and a real amount of anger and fury at the fact that NHS workers are just not getting treated in an adequate way. They're not being paid enough. Do you think that anything would change under a Labour government?
Well, it should, but I can't guarantee that, because unless we end the principle of the internal market within the NHS and repeal the Health and Social Care Act of 2012, then privatisation will continue, a two-tier workforce will continue, and the lack of integration with either care or mental health will simply get worse and worse. And so it does need something very fundamental around the principle of health service free at the point of need for all. And I've supported those that have taken industrial action. It was very much a last resort for them. No nurse, no doctor, no care worker, no cleaner willingly goes on strike. They lose money, but they felt they had nothing else they could do but that, and they're doing it to defend our services. And when and if the junior doctors take action, I think it's next week, I'll be there with them.
And Starmer's obviously said that he will not commit to a 35% pay increase for the junior doctors, and instead he's going to go into a room and negotiate with him. How do you see that playing out if he's not going to commit to increasing their pay?
Well, if he doesn't commit to increasing their pay, then what will happen is that they will leave. Many will leave and go elsewhere. So we'll be training doctors who will just not work in the NHS because they can't afford to. I feel very sorry for junior doctors. They've worked very hard to study, 7 years training, and they shouldn't really be called junior doctors. They're very experienced, very professional. Their pay levels are atrocious for the skill and the good they're doing for the rest of our community. There has to be a very big increase in their salary.
And Wes Streeting has said that to alleviate the pressure on NHS waiting lists, that they'll use the capacity in private hospitals to do this. But he said that this is not the same as privatisation. Is he being misleading?
He's being very misleading, because by using the capacity of private healthcare, you're actually funneling large sums of money into the private healthcare system, which will allow them to invest and develop another alternative private healthcare system for those that can afford it. If the NHS is short of capacity because there's been too many closures, then the answer is to take over the private health hospitals and make them available for everybody. There's something wrong about rationing healthcare on the basis of your wealth.
And you're now halfway through your campaign. You've got 2 weeks left, and you've obviously been out there speaking to people. How does it feel to be, for the first time, campaigning against a party that you've been so loyal to all your life?
It's a strange experience. I joined the Labour Party when I was 16. This time I'm an independent, but it's the same me, the same principles, and the same utter determination to represent this community.